Mid-roll of that talk about ultramarine iPhone 16 colors, a lot of people kind of skimmed over the details in their recap videos, including me, when it came to AirPods 4. You know, it just made sense to skip through the quote-unquote boring stuff to get to the real star of the show, which are the iPhones, but there's actually quite a bit of changes with the AirPods 4, and it's not just a matter of, oh, there's a $130 pair without ANC, and then there's a $180 pair with ANC. Done. In today's video, I'll be explaining a lot of things you probably missed about the new AirPods 4. Let's begin. First off, something Apple didn't bring a lot of attention to, they kind of intentionally hid it in all of the unveil videos, is that there's no more button on the AirPods charge case. I guess that officially makes the AirPods the first, like, buttonless pair of AirPods, or maybe just Apple accessories in general, because yeah, the Apple Watch has buttons. I suppose the AirTag technically doesn't really have a button, but on the back, yeah, you'll find nothing anymore, maybe because this is such an incredibly small pair of AirPods plus charge case. In fact, it's actually smaller than the original AirPods charge case and a little bit lighter. So because of that compact nature and them still wanting to stuff an Apple Watch charger and a Qi charger in this thing, maybe they couldn't fit the physical button anymore. But then of course you may be wondering, well, does AirPods have some other way to enter pairing mode? Because you kind of need that button on the back to tell it, like, I'm ready to connect to something else. And I'm not sure where they got this information, but Shrimp Apple Pro, who's been a somewhat reliable leaker in the past, claims that Apple has repositioned the pairing button to the front and it is now capacitive. It's not a physical button anymore. And as soon as I read that, I was super confused. I was like, wait a second, a capacitive button? There's no Taptic engine in the AirPods charge case. I'm pretty sure of that. So apparently the only way to know if you're pressing the capacitive button is that you press down on the front and the light will change to white. And you gotta press it twice to enter pairing mode, I guess. That helps prevent, like, accidentally entering it into pairing mode. But while they may save some cost and simplify the manufacturing a bit by not having a physical button anymore, this is definitely going to tick off the AirPods case makers out there. Personally, I never understood why people wanted cases and stuff, but they're out there. I've seen them. Some people like cases that turn the AirPods into lanyards, which you don't have that little lanyard loop hook like you do on AirPods Pro in the case of AirPods 4. So when they're designing the cases and accessories for AirPods 4, they're probably going to have to include a little divot of exposed area so that you can enter the AirPods into pairing mode, or I suppose they could just cover it up and say, well, to enter pairing mode you have to take the case out of the case. The white plastic is going to scratch up a little bit over time, I get that, but guys, it's a plastic case. You're not staring at it. It's not a display. I can understand not wanting to have your screen get scratches because that's something you look at all the time, but it's a case, guys. It's just meant to charge the AirPods and cover them up. Who cares if it gets a little scuffed up? I don't personally understand why people buy them, but I see them out there. And at first glance, I thought, oh, well, maybe it's like the force sensor of AirPods, right? There's no taptic feedback in the pods themselves, but when you press it down, it provides an audible little click to give the illusion of it being a physical click, even though there isn't one. And there is now a little speaker on the outside of the AirPods 4 case. So I thought, oh, well, maybe when you press this capacitive button, which means it doesn't physically move, that speaker will provide a little bit of feedback to just let you know that it's enter pairing mode. But that brings me to another detail that a lot of you probably missed. The speaker is exclusive to the AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation. So if you opt for the cheaper $130 pair of AirPods 4, there's no speaker on the case. In fact, that case doesn't even get wireless charging or the Apple Watch charging method. So this is the part that confuses me about the AirPods lineup. I wish they wouldn't have called it AirPods 4 and AirPods 4 with ANC, because that implies that the only difference between those two AirPods is one of them has active noise cancellation and one of them doesn't, when in reality, the charge cases are pretty different as well. You get the speaker when you spend the extra $50 and you get wireless charging, whereas on that cheaper pair of AirPods 4, yeah, you have to charge it via Type-C, and I could see that being a potential problem for a lot of customers out there, because not only is USB-C the only way to charge it, but with AirPods 4, they've officially gotten rid of the cable included in the box. If you buy AirPods Pro, those still do come with a charge cable, but Apple is cutting corners left and right with the physical physical buttons and the speakers and the charge coils, and they decided that, yeah, that $130 pair and the $180 pair of AirPods 4 do not come with a cable in the box. So this is, in my opinion, kind of the first truly wireless pair of headphones, because you will not find a wire in the box or that packaging. Considering how small and lightweight the charge case is, I'm actually quite curious how small this box is. It might be like a wedding ring box at the Apple Store. It could be super compact and lightweight, because there's pretty much just going to be a little bit of paperwork and the AirPods 4, and that's it. And if someone with an iPhone 13 or 14 who's used to charging everything with Lightning walks into the Apple Store and goes, yeah, I'll just take your cheapest AirPods, and they pick up AirPods 4, they could go home and not actually have a way to charge them, unless hopefully they have a USB-C cable around. So that's just what I'm trying to warn everybody about. And another thing that I think Apple is being not entirely transparent about with the AirPods lineup is the battery life of AirPods 4. It's arguably a little bit worse, actually, than even AirPods 2, which have just been discontinued, that have been around since 2019. If you just watch the event or scroll through the webpage, you're going to see them say that you get up to 5 hours of listening time with AirPods 4, and you go, okay, that's just 1 hour less than AirPods Pro, but you scroll into the tech specs and you realize that AirPods 4 only get 5 hours of battery life if you have active noise cancellation turned off. Whereas AirPods Pro, sure, they're a little bit more expensive, but they get up to 6 hours of battery life, and that's with you including active noise cancellation or transparency mode. Maybe Apple was comfortable changing the kind of terms of the battery life a little bit, because with AirPods 4, they're supposed to be open back, which means maybe transparency mode literally just does nothing. So I haven't tried them out yet to see if there is a difference between not having any kind of noise cancellation on at all versus transparency mode, which might just be, you know, going back to old-fashioned mode, just like AirPods 2 and 3 did. Because they're open back, you'll probably be able to hear everything as you normally would, even while you're wearing them, whereas AirPods Pro, with that rubber seal, just kind of cuts out background noise naturally and passively. But yeah, if you're looking at active noise cancellation being on a lot of the time, then the battery life of AirPods 4 drops down to 4 hours, which is, I don't know, I didn't realize that when I placed the order for them, and definitely not great. Like, potentially a reason someone might want to spend the extra money to get AirPods Pro 2, but even if you do, please don't buy them from Apple. You can find them for cheaper, brand new on Amazon, and AirPods Pro 2 is still an amazing pair of headphones, especially with all the new hearing aid features and hearing health technology that they're baking into it, and AirPods Max is just a joke. It's still hilarious to me that a $130 pair of AirPods 4, those get the H2 chip, but the $550 pair of AirPods Max, no, you're stuck with the H1 chip from 5 years ago. That just seems like a joke to me. But what do you guys think? Does not having the charge cable or having worse battery life or no more physical button affect your opinion on AirPods 4? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And thank you to everybody supporting this channel directly. Seriously, helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. This is your Apple Street Parrot, and I will see you all in the next one.